Hello everyone, and welcome to the third episode of TommyTV Goes into the Tunnel. Today, we are talking to Audrey Curtin and Mia Morlock about the Christian County CEO's newest project.
I'm Liz Martin, joined by my co-host, Sophie Robinson. How did Cocoa in the Park get going?
So I was in charge of the agenda in class one day, and I had previously thought of the idea. I don't know how, but I think it was like one of those late night thoughts, and I kind of brought it up, and I was like, I have this idea that maybe we could sell hot chocolate at Christmas in the park. And then I was told it was like shooting fish in a barrel. And so I guess that's a good thing, and we kind of like kicked off from there.
How much money do you plan on making?
Really, we're just trying to make a profit. We don't really have a goal amount of money set. We're just trying to make enough money so that we can each get enough to start our own personal businesses next semester.
How did you get the funds and just the whole business starting and set up?
So our first problem was where are we gonna get the hot chocolate? And I think the first thing we did was order cups.
Yeah. Emma Altoff, she kind of took on that role, and she sent us a picture in our CEO group chat. There were 6 boxes of cups on her front porch.
We ordered 2,000 cups. Yeah, so that was the first thing we did. And then Jordan Staples and I went and talked to J.I. McDowell at Angelo's about a sponsorship. And so from there, we kind of made a deal with him, and he's bought all of our hot chocolate for us in return for a sponsorship on the sleeves that go on our cups. So yeah, that was really nice, and that was taken care of. And then from then on, it was just marketing.
What platforms do you use to market the business?
So we've been posting pretty consistently on Instagram and Facebook, and we also have a TikTok account, and Mia and I just posted a TikTok the other day onto that. The TikTok was Mia's idea, and it was a really good idea because I've had a lot of people come up and talk to me about it. I had one kid, well, if you see the TikTok, you'll understand, but I had one kid come up to me and was like, I watched that whole thing for that, and I'm like, well, that was the point. We got you, so.
Yeah, what is our TikTok?
I think it's just Christian County CEO.
Yeah, I think a lot of our social media is just Christian County CEO.
All right. What is going to be the hardest part of doing Christmas in the park?
The weather. I think the biggest thing, you guys closed down a little bit early one weekend because it was so cold and windy, and you just gotta persevere. It's gonna get even colder as time goes on, so we'll deal.
Yeah.
Where can people find you guys in the park?
We are in the little section where it's right by the park pool. We're in a tiny little grass area.
Okay.
Yeah, you can either park at the park pool or you can go right and go towards the Chautauqua building, and so it's right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Will you guys have any toppings for the hot chocolate or anything?
No, I don't think so. We have, so in our hot cocoa, there's a creamer powder that it infuses whenever you add the water and everything. So it's creamier, and we figured we didn't want to add anything extra to what we were already doing.
Right. What has been your favorite display in the park so far this year?
Spider-Man. Yeah, I'll say Spider-Man.
I'm an Old Man Winter fan. Isn't that his name?
Yeah.
The big Santa.
The Santa, yep.
What has been your favorite part about doing Cocoa in the park?
Do you want to
go ahead?
Okay, I think that, seeing the looks on people's faces when you make that interaction with them, through the drive-through, I've had kids roll down the windows and shout and chant hot cocoa when they when they're driving up. So it's definitely seeing the families and seeing how they can come together and share hot chocolate. It's definitely seeing the smiles on their faces when they leave us and go through the rest of the park.
And I think working together as a class, that's been really fun too, because we're all required to sign up for shifts, obviously, because it is a class business, and so we're all working equally to get the profit. So I guess, working together on those cold nights, although it is cold and, not the most desirable thing to be doing on your weekend, but it's been fun to work together, I think.
Definitely.
Do you think this business will be continued for the future CEO classes?
I don't know. I have a lot of people asking if we'll be there next year, but we won't be here next year, so it's all up to the next
your
CEO
guys'
class.
class.
Yeah. Yeah, good luck.
I like hot cocoa, so.
There you go.
What has been some of the other things and opportunities you've gotten from CEO?
So we have had one other class business. We called it Johnny Apple CEO, where we sold caramel apple bowls and apple donuts from Mellow Cream at Chili Fest. And then we also have gone on quite a big trip. We went up to Chicago in October, I believe, and we met with Bill Berry and Dan Berry, sorry. And we toured their businesses, walked around Chicago, which I'm sure everyone's heard this already.
Run
but
around Chicago.
We ran around Chicago. And yeah, that was a really great experience for the class. I mean, certainly you can't do that in any other club at THS, so join CEO.
Yeah, definitely.
What are some things you've learned from CEO that have helped you?
Making connections, 100%. I said that today in our reviews, like making a connection with people, like even people you look up to, like these big CEO business owners, like definitely just like sitting there and being able to talk to them and you realize they're human too. And when you form that relationship with them, then like both of you benefit. It's a great thing. And just getting to know people and hear their stories is amazing.
Right. And along with networking, I guess, Mr. Hohenstein really pushes, if you want to do it, do it. Don't sit around and wait. If you have an idea, be an entrepreneur, go and do it. So.
Has it been a struggle to like find your business and like figure out what you're gonna do?
For me, for a little bit, yeah. But I mean, once you find something and you think, oh, I'd be pretty good at this, I think it's pretty easy to make that decision.
Yeah, I've kind of always had an idea of what I was going to do for my personal business. I kind of started like really getting into it this past weekend. It's a lot more difficult than I thought that it would be, but we're going to push through.
Going back to the hot chocolate and the interactions you've had with people, I know you talked about the kids like screaming hot chocolate, but how do you think the overall turnout has been?
I think it's been pretty good. I think a lot of people care about the community, and if they know who Christian County CEO is, they're great supporters. And I think we've gotten quite a few cars. We
More
had
than I expected, at least.
They said they had a car of 10 people the other day and like sold hot chocolate to each one of them. So yeah, I think it's going pretty well.
Do you guys have like a system where you count how many people go through, or?
The park actually does that for us. They have a little like tick counter, so we know how many cars go through, and then based on what we make that night, we can divvy up the profits to find out how many cars we actually stopped and sold to.
That's neat. How long do you guys plan on selling hot chocolate at Manners?
So we have been for the past 2 weekends, and then starting Wednesday, we're going to be selling hot cocoa until Christmas. Christmas Eve. And then if somebody wants to sell on Christmas, they can, but the director at the park told us that we should go home. So, but we'll be every night from 5 to 10 until then.
That's awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
Yeah,
us on here.
awesome.
That's all for this episode.